they keep running out. I started shaking this treat bag because I didn't know they were, because they've been hiding under the bed because we're having construction done on my apartment. And so there's like guys in our windows and they kind of get like nervous about it and hide under the bed. And then I just started shaking this treat bag to the beat of that fire song that Austin created. And Papa just came running out here like it was a party. We were about to just mosh pit together. Hi, Pee-Pee. Now he's like sitting kind of like he just woke up, but just like got really excited and like is disoriented and doesn't know what to do. I know, Poppy. Gippy, you really gippy. You wanted to do a little mash pit? You wanted to do a little mash pit with me, Gippy. He's so freaking cute. I love him. Anyways, welcome to the 9 Lives podcast. I'm your host, Crazy Avey, a.k.a. Marie Avey. And what to talk about? First of all, let's get into really quick. Bellies, as you know, a.k.a. the Broad, one of my other cats, she has kidney disease. And she's had it since she was diagnosed with it in 2016. And so they can live, if you have kidney disease, you can live with it for like 8 years, you know what I mean? But you just have to monitor them and, you know, all that kind of stuff. They start to pee a lot more because it goes through them a lot faster and all that kind of stuff, right? So what I do for her, pain, because it can be kind of uncomfortable and stuff like that, is I give her the CBD oil. There's like animal CBD oil that you can put in your food or whatever. And so I got that, and I recently just got like these like gravy packets. So I used to like, whenever I opened up a can of tuna, I'd put the juice down and then I just put the CBD in the juice and she'd lick it. But I don't want to eat tuna every fucking day. So I went to the store and got these like individual like grain-free gravy packs, and you can like use half of them, and then I just put the CBD oil in it, and it works so well for her. Like, she's able to jump around more. She's like relaxed more. She's not as stiff, you know, and she's 16. Or she's 17. Jeez. She's 17. So she has been through, her body's been through a lot. So it's helped so much. But what I was going to say is that she pees a lot more. She drinks a lot more water, so she pees a lot more. And so the kitty litter like gets backed up more, because when you pee, you know, if you own a cat, if you're listening to this podcast, I assume that you've owned a cat before. And when you pee, you know, it clumps together and all that kind of stuff. So if it gets too clumpy in there, she won't go to the bathroom in there. Instead, what she does, which bless her heart, right? Normally a cat would just pee somewhere and whatever. She goes into the tub, goes all the way down to the little drain, and on the drain, she pees and it goes down the drain right immediately. And you can like hear it, like it'll be like in the middle of the night and suddenly I hear like, it sounds like the tub is draining and I'm like, what the hell? And I'm like, oh my God, it's Bellies. And it makes me go, okay, I just have to be more on clean litter is basically how I think of it, is I just have to be more diligent for her and stuff like that. But at the same time, how sweet is she, and such a lady to be like, oh, I guess I'll just have to go down this drain. I guess this is the most, like, she's not doing it sloppily on, you know, the floor somewhere or whatever. She like gets in the tub, goes down and hovers over the drain. I mean, Bellies, she's such a class act, don't you think? One time though, Papa, like, he doesn't throw up very much. But one time he, like, when I was a kitten, right, Pee-Pee, I'm about to tell a story, and he started looking at me. One time, and he was like 6 months old. I got him when he was like 5 months old. So he was like 6 months old, and he looked at me and his eyes got really big. And then he like looked around and I was like, what the hell? And he runs into the litter box and then threw up in the litter box and then came out. And I was like, we pee, He threw up in the litter box. It was the most sweetest little thing ever. And I think it's because he likes his little domain, is what I assume. Like, he wants to keep it tidy. And I just really appreciate my little polite little cats. I did not train them to do that. So, oh, by the way, if you guys are watching the podcast, there's like a little hole right here in my onesie. Like, it fits and everything. Like, I feel like this happened a while ago. Like, maybe I don't know what I was doing, but I got to sew it. I don't really know how to sew very well. So I got to get my friend Kareem over here and he can sew it for me. But yeah, there's like this little hole in order for easy access. You know what I mean? For like easy access. So like when I'm feeling horny while I'm in this onesie, when I'm feeling like, wow, I could really, when like when I'm on a date and I slip into something more comfortable, aka this onesie, and then it has this hole for easy access.
So he can slip into something more comfortable.
Austin, why are you commenting? Why are you commenting on this? You cannot. It's not an appropriate time. Austin's like, and then he can slip into something more comfortable. And I'm like, you're already making it like so uncomfortable. Like, your words are making this uncomfortable. It's no longer comfortable. Oh my God. Anyways, there's a hole here. I'm aware. Just bear with me. But anyways, yeah, my cat pees down the drain when it's too full in the litter box. How great is that? I don't know how you train your cat to be like that, but you just got to get one of those good ones, and she's one of them. What happened this week? My car is in the shop again. Great. Pee-pee. Hey, Pee-pee. You came up to say hi? What a good boy. Oh, you want to go outside? Do you want to go outside? Yeah, he wants to go outside. Good boy, Pee-pee. He's like, those people are taking a lunch break or something, so you can go outside now. But yeah, my car is in the shop again, and I really need to get a new car, but I've never bought like a brand new car before. It's always been like used or hand-me-downs or like, you know what I mean? Like, I've never had to really go into a dealership and buy a car, and it overwhelms me. I'm not going to lie. Like, I feel like I don't want some, they say skeezy car salesmen for a reason. I don't want to deal with your crap. Like, I feel like they're like, oh, the best time in the month is to go first of the month, and then they'll be like, oh, the best time of the month, go middle of the month, it's kind of slow. The best time of the month, go at the end of the month. That's when the best deal, like they'll tell you every week is the best week to go get a car because they just want to sell a car to feed their family, and it's actual bullshit. So there's things where I just don't know. I don't know how to armor myself correctly and like know their little games so I can be like, I see your game and I'm stopping it right here. I need to research a little bit more, and already I'm like, ugh, research. Ugh. The word research gives me anxiety. Sorry, I'm one of those people. I'm like, oh my God, I got to read a lot. I got to read instructions about shit I don't care about. Like, oh no. Brain shutting down, turning on. Greatest British Bake Off. Must look at something more entertaining. The greatest British Bakerush is more entertaining than reading a document about car dealerships. Do you know what I mean? But some people aren't like that. They just want to know knowledge. Austin is one of those people. You are a sponge for anything knowledge, just so he can say he knows more than you. Like, I feel like it's actually like a sick game in his own mind. Like, I'd be like, I know about, he's like, really? Let me look it up. And then he's like, yeah, but did you know this, and this, and this? And I was like, no, I just knew that oranges were on sale. And he'll be like, yeah, but do you know the origin of the orange? And I'll be like, what?
The only thing in English that rhymes with orange is door hinge.
Door hinge orange. Yeah, isn't that true? Like, there's nothing that rhymes with orange.
Or month. Or purple.
Purple-lurple. Done. Orange boinge. That's where you got to make up words. Like, rappers make up words. Like, Beyonce made up the word bootylicious, by the way. I don't know if you guys knew that.
But it's formed out of the prefix booty, which is an established word.
Austin, shut the fuck up. We all know where booty, we all understand. The prefix is booty. Did you guys hear that?
The suffix licious is like already established as well. But for something to rhyme with door hinge, you would have to be really weird. Or like orange. Or like purple. Like, it would have to be really weird.
You can do it. There's nothing you can't do. You can write. So just in case if you didn't hear that, Austin was saying that bootylicious comes from like two other words, so then put it together and created a new word. Whereas orange, it'd be hard to come up with a word. And I would just be like, no, done. Borange. Boring orange is how this conversation is going. I'm going to call any conversation that I don't want to hear or talk about is called borange now, because it's like so boring and no one cares about rhyming anything with orange. Borange. Me talking about that with like any date that I go on with Tinder. Well, this has been borange. I guess I'll be leaving. Oh my God. But yeah, I got to get a car. I don't know how I'm going to do that. I don't know how I'm going to put it down, how much I got to put down. Like, I don't know what my like, I'm overwhelmed already, but I got to figure it out because I need a new car in my life. I also got a new job this week, which is exciting. Yay, snaps. Snaps for me. To help fund the cat cult, I went in. This is actually a really weird story. So my brother used to bartend for 9 years at this place in Westwood, if you're familiar with LA. And I went in for a job interview for Barney's Beanery. It's like this LA sports chain. I used to bartend for years, bar managed. And so I was looking for like a job to help supplement income while we continue this shit going on. Cause, you know, we're not making a ton of money here, but we're really excited. And I just want to keep funding and doing the creative things as much as possible. So went in for this interview and she looks at my last name, Avey. And this woman, she's like, oh my God, Avey. She's like, I know an Avey. And I was like, you do? By the way, Avey is such an uncommon last name. Like, a lot of people think my last name's Avery. Like, they add an R in there. And it's like, get the fuck out of here. There's no R. Where do you see the R? But their mind, like, automatically puts R in there because that's a common name. You know what I mean? Is Avery. Like, there's, like, Avery office supplies or something. Like, you see it a lot. So people just automatically associate that there must be an R in there, or whatever they're reading must be a typo. So I was like, you know someone last name Avey? I was like, who? Like maybe I'm related to them, or like, you know. And she was like, Mark Avey. I was like, that's my brother. And then she's like, well, he used to work here. I was like, at Barney's? I was like, no, I didn't know that. She was like, no, Barney's owns Q's, which is the bar that my brother worked at for 9 years. And I was like, are you serious? So they hire me. They put me over at Q's. I'm serving right now. They want me to maybe eventually bartend, seeing how well it goes. Like, it doesn't matter to me. Like, I'm kind of like, I would love to bartend because I feel like I sell more when I bartend. But at the same time, it's like, whatever. I'm working football. I'm like yelling at people, and I'm yelling at you know, the football screen. I'm having a good time. It's fine. But how weird is that like I didn't even know that they were associated together, and that And now I'm working at the place, and everyone that I work with, I know, like almost everyone, or they know my brother, so they automatically like me. The regulars, I know. Like I know some of the regulars there. So it's like, it's just me, two peas in a pod. It's really, I'm really lucky to be able to work there. So it's really, my brother's like best friend bartend. So I'm like working with him again. It's like, it's so funny. But anyways, I started that this week, and it's been interesting doing that all over again, and like seeing all my brother's friends, and like now I work with them, and I'm like calling my brother, and I'm like, this person says hi, blah, blah, blah. And you have to remember, I'm not from here. Like I only lived here. This is going on 5 years. Oh God, my LA 5-year, what is it? Reunion? What do you call it? Anniversary. Thank you. My 5-year anniversary is coming up. Shit. Oh God. You know what? I've learned a lot in these 5 years. One of them is that you're just surviving every day in LA. It's so amazing. Like the thing about going after your dreams is that it's never easy. You're going to move to New York and move to LA. And it's not about just surviving, but like it's the hardest 5 years of my life I've ever had in my entire life. Personally, career-wise, everything. Like it makes you challenge yourself. But the good thing about it, you have to understand, the great thing about it is that if you can handle yourself when you're at the bottom through the worst time in your life, that when you're at the top, you'll be able to hold yourself even better when more stuff comes in your life to be able to juggle. Because when your career is going, it's taking off. You can't stop. You could, but you can't have breakdowns, right? So make sure you have all your fucking breakdowns now. And this last 5 years, I've had a lot of breakdowns, not just with my car, but mentally. And you have to keep telling yourself that every time you have one, good, I'm glad I had a breakdown. Now I can work to be better and handle it better than I would be able to before. You know, you see like these people who get famous when they're like 20 years old, and all this stress comes at them, and then they rise and burn because they can't handle it. Like I'm almost thankful. Sometimes, you know, in Hollywood and LA, they say, especially about women, if you don't make it by your 25, it's over. If you're, you know, a lot of it has to do with age. If you don't look this way, people aren't going to want you for parts. If you're blah, blah, blah. And it's actually so far from the fucking truth. I can't even tell you. Like, just if you're a woman out there who's worried that they haven't made it yet, or you're worried about your job and you don't like where you are, whether you're male or female, let me tell you, Leslie Jones didn't get hired to be on SNL until she was like 42, 43. You know, Morgan Freeman didn't get his breakout role till he was 50 years old. There's so, like, Lucy from I Love Lucy, what's her name? Yeah, Lucille Ball. Didn't get her show till she was 40, 41. And when that happens, you have to and how great are their careers? How great are those things? You have to there's like an obsession with youth. There's this obsession that it's fleeting, and that if you're older and you make it, it's not as good or something. And it's all crap and bullshit. Taraji, what's her name? Taraji, God, I can't remember her last name for some reason. I don't know why I'm remembering her first name if I can't even remember her last name. But Taraji, she's like 46, 47. And she's just now tipping the surf. Like, she's been in the game since she was like in her 30s, and she's been trying to do it since she was 20s, but she's now seasoned enough. And how well and good is she? Where sometimes you see like child stars or whatever, and they fall off and they don't keep going because they're not mentally equipped. And that's what I'm saying is, like, I've only been in LA 5 years, which is to some people not a long time in this industry, and there's some people it is a very long time. And I'm just here to say that you got to just think of longevity. You don't want to just pop up real quick and then you'll disappear. Who fucking care? Like, you know what I mean? You pop up real quick, you sink real fast as well. You want longevity. A slow, steady increase, strong rise, so that no matter what happens, your roots are so solid, you're not going anywhere. You're fucking solid like that. So you can think that with anything going on in your life, whether it's a relationship, whether it's your career, whether it's like your interpersonal progress that you're doing, slow and steady wins that race because it builds you up. It's not like, you know, one straw that's super tall and then it just blows away in the wind. It's not going to be like that. You're going to have like bricks, solid. So I always think of that. I'm like, you know what? Like, I've been seasoned a lot these last 5 years. I've been going through a lot. And all I can think of is that it's going to help me better in the long run. You know, even when my mom was going through cancer and you deal with a lot of family members that show their true colors. They just show you who they are, really. You can't because when stuff is that stressful and someone's about to die and whatever, you wake out, you become your worst self at times, right? But you also can't not hide in your mask anymore. So the people that have been like really, you know, polite or like nice, but not really being their true selves, not really showing who they are, suddenly they can't even help but take the mask off and they're fucked up. They're unhealthy, they're narcissists, they're sociopaths, they're whatever. Like, you can't hide from it at super stressful times. And when you're able to handle family members at their worst and you still show up every day and you still look them in the eye and have to speak to them, you'll be able to handle anyone at work. You'll be able to handle any boyfriend that you fucking deal with, girlfriend. You'll be able to handle anyone. Because like, something about family, like when you can handle family and say your true feelings and set your boundaries and love them even when they're yelling at you and emotionally abusing you and whatever, and you can be solid in your core and like you're knowing what you're doing is the right thing and have that roll off your back. And I wouldn't say even roll off your back. Like, it's still tough to face those kind of people, but when you still can face those people and then come out of it the next day and know that what you did was the right thing, even though they might not talk to you forever. I have people that don't talk to me anymore. My mom's like, I don't want to get into exacts, but my mom stopped being able to speak. And so I had to become her voice. And so I knew what she wanted. I knew blah, blah, blah. I also have a lot better boundaries than my mom did. My mom couldn't say no to everyone. My mom, whatever. And so when you're saying no for your mom, when she has requested this of you, but they're not used to hearing my mom say no, they start to blame you. Even though you talk to your parent or whoever and they communicate with you like, yeah, I really don't want that person around. I really want like this. My blood pressure rises when she's doing this. She feels like she's controlling. I'm like, okay, mom, I got you. So then I'm like, hey, you know, at this certain hours, we can't have you around. She needs a rest, right? I just do all the work. And then they get mad at you like you're controlling them. And it's like, no, I actually just can say no to you in a healthy way and set up healthy boundaries. My mom couldn't before. She's asking me to do this for you. And you don't believe it because you're so used to controlling people, getting your way, manipulation, and it's not working on me. So now you think that I'm controlling my mom or something. You know what I mean? It's like, it's really tough. Like, family members will, if they don't get their way or if they're not used to stuff, or they'll come in and they'll fucking lie to nurses. I mean, I had crazy shit, like lying to nurses, lying to doctors, calling our doctor's appointment when my mom didn't want them around, looking up behind our backs about medications, showing up uninvited, all the time, going through her things. I don't know if stuff was stolen or not because I couldn't be there all the time. And suddenly things were misplaced, but you don't really know. And it's just weird shit of like, you see a lot of people's true colors. And my point, I guess, of all this is to say, when you are able to consistently show up, set your boundaries, speak who you are, and even if they don't talk to you ever again, when you can do that to your family, that's like at the core being of who you are. That's like who you grew up with. That's like your mom and dad shit. That's like at the beginning of who you are as a person, where you learned a lot of behaviors and you learned a lot of these things. So when you can finally be able to confront your family or be able to step back and be like, you don't have to talk to me ever again, I'm okay with that. I'm still going to go in this healthy direction. You can do that with your own family. You can do that with any business. If you're making a business, you can do that with any employee. You can do that with any client. Sometimes you have to let clients go. You can say no to any worker that you're with who is being inappropriate or whatever. You can handle it so much better because there's something about when you unlock it with your own family, then it like frees it up to be more easily accessed to deal with people who even aren't your family members. I don't know if that makes sense. I hope it does. But I feel like once I learned so much when my mom went through cancer, I had to deal with so much shit that now I have such a stronger voice than I did before that. Like with Colonel Meow, I wasn't able to say a lot of things. I had to like go with the flow, or I felt obligated to. I couldn't put my foot down and walk away, even there was an opportunity. For example, there might have been an opportunity with Colonel Meow and they didn't really want me involved. They just wanted to pay me to use the image and then they would create all the shit, right? And I'd be like, no, I don't like that. Like, I need to be involved, right? Like, this is I'm in this career for a reason. Like, it's not because I just have a famous cat. I like to write. I like to act. I like to sing. I like to make music. I can do all these things. So I need to be involved in it, right? I wasn't as strong as a voice at that time because I felt like it was an opportunity and I was a bad person for not taking it. And who are you to not have, you don't have a ton of experience, so you don't know anything. Let us just take it from here, sweetie. Like, I've had people call me sweetie. I've been in a room full of men who look at me like yeah, you have ideas, but like, we've been doing this for a while, so we actually know what, audiences want. And it was like so frustrating because I was like, really? Audiences want what I keep providing them. That's what I keep doing. I'm what you want, but I couldn't say that. And so I felt really like I didn't have the confidence at the time. And I swear to God, if you're dealing with someone who's sick or taking care of anything like that, see the bigger picture of it's not just your parent or your sibling or someone dying. It's not just that. It's also giving you tools to be able to not just emotionally handle the stress of what it is like to lose someone, but also to emotionally handle a lot of different areas so you can learn and apply them further on in your life. And that is what I have taken away from my mom and that whole fucking debacle. Is it really gave me a backbone. It really allowed me to put my foot down because I had to, because no one was going to tell my mom anything if she didn't want, like, I knew what she wanted. So I'm sorry this pisses you off. I'm sorry this pisses you off. I'm sorry it pisses you off. But the number one priority is my mom. So sorry, this is what she gets. Can't do anything else, right? So I apply that to my own life. This is what I want. This is my vision. If you don't see it, I understand. Respectfully, I'll take a different offer. And you hear a lot of those stories out here that are like that like, Matt Damon and Ben Affleck when they were shopping around Goodwill Hunting. Like, everyone was like, this is a great strip. Yeah, we'll pay for you. They're like, no, we're going to act in it too. And they're like, no. They passed on so many people and they were like, nope, well, this is us. You have to take us in it. Sylvester Stallone, same thing, had a script, shopped it around, was repeatedly like, no, you need to cast me in it. And they're like, no, you talk weird. Like, you can't be in this movie. Who the hell are you? No one knows you. And he was like, take it or leave it. And so many people passed on him. And I feel like in my own life, that is what I need to be okay with, is that if people pass on me because they don't want me in this stuff, they think it's a good idea, but they want to get other people in it, I will respectfully decline, because there's something that's like being able to know your worth and being able to know that what you're doing is the right thing and not get bullied over, pushed over by people in this industry who just want to make a quick buck and maybe turn around or something. By the way, people who take your scripts won't treat it like you would treat it. Like if there are people out there that are in the entertainment industry, or if you have a business idea, you can sell your business idea. And sometimes that's easy. Just sell your business idea and then make something else. But you have a vision for a reason. The way you handle things is special, and how you see a business is unique, and people won't take it as seriously or as far as you can. That's why you were given the idea. Yeah, people can come in and help you, but it's, you're given ideas for a reason. You know what I mean? You're given the idea for a reason. You need to have your brain behind it. We need to have your vision. Your little details here and there matter. I don't know why I'm talking about this, but maybe it can resonate with one of you out there. Even if it resonates with just one of you, I'm happy for it, By the way, Austin has not seen Ace Ventura. If we could all bow our hair, if everyone could please bow our heads in prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, please forgive Austin and his sins, as he has not seen Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. May you shine on us some relief and truth as you guide us into maybe this week allowing Austin to see Ace Ventura: Pet Detective, in which we will all be so forever grateful, so that when I do say one-liners or go down on one knee and say, oh, he will understand what the fuck I'm talking about. Thank you so much. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. I just want Austin to see that movie. Like, I can't imagine my life without Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. Like, so many movies are in my soul, and I just don't understand. I'm like, you need this in your soul. Just like in that little corner back right behind the whatever is that Ace Ventura: Pet Detective little department where it's resonating forever within you. And so I'm excited to show possibly Austin that this week, for us to schedule out some time. Like, it's on our to-do list. Like, I'm like, okay, we got to do laundries. We got to get the podcast out. Make sure we're doing this. I got to work. And then, we got to see Ace Ventura: Pet Detective. It's that serious. By the way, I'm really excited too to see A Star Is Born. I think I'm seeing it this Friday. Really, really, really excited. It's the Lady Gaga, Bradley Cooper movie, which I'm thrilled to see. Her voice is impeccable. It's so strong. I listen to her technique all the time. Like, I try and she's just so strong. I'm really freaking excited to see her. And I've heard she's super phenomenal in it. And I love shit like that. It kind of reminds me of, was it the Johnny Walker? No, not Johnny Walker. What's the one with Reese Witherspoon and Joaquin Phoenix, and it's yes, it reminds me of that. Yeah, but I can't remember what that movie was called. A Walk? No, that's a book by Nicholas Sparks and a movie. It's not A Walk to Remember though, but it's like a walk. It's Walk something. Walk on down the line. Walk on the line or something like that. It's Walk Down the Line or something like that. This movie kind of has that vibe where it's like a little bit of that story. Not the same exact story whatsoever, but kind of has that feel. And I love movies like that. So I'm really excited to kind of see that and see how good it is. Because I fucking love Lady Gaga. I love her acting. I love everything. Oh, also, there's this
Walk the Line.
Walk the Line.
It was Johnny Cash.
Johnny Cash,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, Johnny, well, I said something. Johnny Cash, Walk the Line.
I've seen this movie.
So good. That movie's so good. So well done. Reese Witherspoon is phenomenal in it. Like, she deserved that Oscar. She is so good in that movie. Not just her singing, her acting is so fucking on point in that movie. I love it.
They look like the Cashes.
Yeah, great. And yeah, Reese Witherspoon has been killing it too with her series on HBO. I forget what it's called. Obviously, all I am is like I forget what it's called type of thing. But Austin should be looking these up when I say I forget.
Wait, which one did you forget this time?
the HBO series with Reese Witherspoon. With Reese Witherspoon. God, these fucking
Big Little Lies.
yes, Big Little Lies. These retainers. I can't wait till this is done so I can speak more clearly. But they make me trip up my shit. But Big Little Lies is so good. If you haven't seen it, phenomenally done. I haven't seen the second season. The first season was impeccable. Super crazy. I really recommend it. But she's been killing it lately. Reese Witherspoon has been on her game. Anyways, so there's like this comet that's coming towards Earth. They found it in like 2015 or whatever. And it's going to pass by like a little bit after Halloween. But this comet looks like a skull. So like you see it and it has like the sunken eyes and like the mouth and it like looks exactly like the skull and it's going to be passing by like near Halloween. It's like getting closer and all that kind of stuff. I was like, that's so bizarre. Like, why does stuff happen like that? Why are coincidences like, what does that mean? Because I believe stuff that like nothing, like everything happens for a reason. I'm like one of those people.
It means
No, it doesn't also. Why?
that's what the universe is trying to tell us. Spooky.
No, Austin just went like this. Ooh. Scared. I was like, oh my God. No, Austin. No. It means, well, like maybe it is. Maybe it's the universe being like, we dressed up as a skull. Trick or treat. Because they're like going down. Oh my God. We're like, oh, universe. It was 10 days ago, you idiot. It's like supposed to pass by November 11th or something.
It's like, we said it millions of years. We're sorry.
Anyways, I just find it interesting that like it looks like a skull. They've been like keeping an eye on it for like since like 2015. But also, do we have a protocol in place? Like, what if they find an asteroid like 3 years before and it's headed directly towards Earth? Like, they calculated out, so it was like, oh, the asteroid's going to miss Earth, right? They're like, it's going to safely miss Earth, no problem. What is the protocol for when we discover an asteroid that's going to hit Earth? Have we come up with something like that? Because we have, like, they've calculated this asteroid for about 3 years. is that enough time to destroy something? Is that Armageddon style? Like, have we figured that out? Like, I don't understand that.
They've started working out this decade. Like, they've started talking about it already.
Right. They started talking about it. Do we have anything in place? Talking is a lot different. Like, I'm sorry, we could all sit, but it'd be nice to do this. Well, can we fucking do something? Is that what the Space Force is? Is that what Donald Trump's Space Force is about? Is actually just protecting us from asteroids? An army? I don't know. There's something where I'm like, okay, let's talk about it. Like, absolutely, we need way more shit down on Earth pressingly, right? But by the time, if we need something in the air, like, where are we going in life? We're going forward. Okay? Like, Earth is progressing forward. All these shows that are dealing with space and how Earth was something, or then back on Earth, and then there's like whole pods in the sky of like other places to live, and they have all these things. That's where we're going eventually. It might be 1,000 years until we get to that point, but that is where we're going. When do we start it? When do you start it? Like, it has to happen. It's just the progression of life. We know we're eventually going to go there. I don't understand. If you don't think that, why? Why don't you think that? People don't, for some reason, think past their lifetime sometimes. And I don't really understand that. Like, why don't you think past your lifetime? Because if you're spreading on your seed, your family's going to be here a lot longer than you. So why aren't we thinking space? Now, I don't know I don't know how much money he put into that. I don't really understand. Also, like, he obviously has information that we do not. You know what I mean? Like, that's another thing. Like, by the way, fuck Trump. Like, just a little side note. This is not me supporting him and like wearing a Make America Great Again hat. Like, I'm not doing any of that. But in the sense of the Space Force, it makes me curious. Like, what information did he get that made him think that this would be a good idea? What was that about? I'm curious. And that also comes out with aliens. They came out with like this new thing. Like, they just proved that Area 51 is real. They came out with those documents, right, Austin? What was those documents about? That they like...
Yeah, they've been releasing them over the past couple of years.
Yeah, they've been releasing them. The government has, though, right? Yeah. The government has been releasing documents about aliens existing and like saying that, like, yes, Area 51 is for aliens. So it's not a conspiracy. Like, it's not a conspiracy anymore. The government is like, yep. So little by little, a little sprinkle here, a little sprinkle there. Fascinating. I'm just curious. Like, we know other galaxies exist. Like, that has been proven. Where we have our own galaxy. It's up to like Neptune, whatever. And then it's been proven that there's actually multiple galaxies everywhere else. We just don't know how to get to them yet. So it's proven that there are other galaxies that could possibly have life. I think that should just be a fact. If ours has life, someone else has life. Someone else has to have life.
Where else in the universe do you only see one of something?
Right. You never just see one of something. Someone else has to have life. So if that's true, we could be older or younger than them. We don't know. But if they're older than us, then they're probably more progressive, has had longer to figure things out.
They're worse than we are.
Can you imagine? Yeah, they just don't progress. You idiots. But how the fuck then how the hell did they get here? Like, we're talking about aliens, right? So interesting. Like, the whole... So, it's really bizarre that I'm even like talking about this, but my friend, she invited me over the other day and she like asked me about her dad, and she was like, it's really bizarre. She's like one of my really good friends here in LA. Love her to death. She was saying it's really bizarre, but my dad said he was abducted 35 years ago. And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, like he really wants to get his story out, you know, all this kind of stuff. And I was like, yeah, I'd absolutely help get his story out. I don't really know much about it, but just to like something about like an older gentleman that just something about like wanting to release your story just so you could feel at peace. He's about like 85 now or something, and just wanting to get his story out. And at least he did that, like whether you believe him or not, right? I don't know anyone who's been abducted personally, by the way. So the fact that like my friend was like, my dad was abducted. She's never told me this. She just now told me this yesterday. And I was like, your dad was abducted by aliens? She was like, yeah, it was like really weird. He lost a lot of friends. Like it was bizarre. And then like he didn't really talk about it because it was so weird. And now he's like getting up there. He's like 85. He doesn't do much all day. And he just wants to get this out of his system before he dies. And I was like, 100% got you. We'll like document it. We'll like do a sit down. So even if it's not for you or on YouTube, and it won't be up on my channel, but it'll just be for their family to have. You know what I mean? Like even I really encourage, that's one thing that when my mom died, I took so much video and asked her a lot of questions and stuff. And there's so many questions that I still need to ask. And even when I was asking her, it was really hard because she had really poor, like it was brain cancer. So it affected her memory and she couldn't speak. So even when I was asking these questions, she couldn't really answer. But having a video representation of your parent or your friend or whatever is so important. It's so nice to have. And so I was like, even just to have this for your family where you can sit here and we'll just document a little bit of his story and it'll be fun to just see him a little bit. I was like, and it'll make him feel good. I was like, I got you. Totally will do this for you. Not a problem. And he's so excited and she's excited. But I've never met anyone who has claimed that they were abducted by by aliens, especially someone that I really love and trust. Like my friend, she's like, I believe her 100%. Like, you know what I mean? So she was like, yeah, my dad's a little weird. Like, you know, and she believes him. She believes him now. But she's also like, I don't really know what to do about it. Like, so anyways, I'm thrilled to see this kind of person and hear what they're about. Whether you believe someone or not, I'm interested in their story. Let's hear it. Let's hear the story. Let's see how it backs up. Let's see how it's affected your life. That's another thing. What was your life doing before then? How did you feel afterwards? What was going on before? What happened afterwards? Like, that's always really fascinating to me too. But I'm interested in behavior in general. I think I've told you this many times. I'm interested in what someone was like before trauma, after trauma, how they fix themselves. And not that you need fixing, how do you handle it? How you grow through it? How some people don't grow through it. They just medicate through alcohol and drugs and never really deal. And then that only gets worse, how that's passed down to other people's family members, their own children. I'm fascinated by all those types of things. Because the human experience, we all have so many different things that happen, but how we process them is very similar and also different. So like you have choices. So you always have a choice on how you process these things, but some patterns are deeper than others. And some traumas go back way further than other people. So maybe as like a human, like as an adult brain, if you didn't have as much trauma as when you were a kid, when trauma hits, you might turn into a kid again because you've not dealt with it. You don't have the mental capacity to deal with such stress. Or you're an adult, so you develop more. So then you know how to ask for help or tools or something, right? Whereas like a child dealing with trauma literally doesn't know how to do it at all. So they just figure it out themselves or follow their parents' behavior. This is why I'm always like, fascinated that things should be taught in schools because I'm sorry, none of our parents are just like perfect communicators or, really good naturally. They've usually taught how to handle emotions when they come up. No one is just born born well at handling emotions, or trauma. No one just knows how to do that. You have to hear it, but you have to be taught these things. So if you were abducted by aliens, who the fuck knows how to handle that? If it's real, right? Who the hell knows how to handle those things? Nobody. So maybe you go insane. Maybe you shut down and not talk about it. Like, I don't know. I'm just very interested in how someone progresses through that. I don't know if that's anything that you guys are interested in, but I'm fascinated in it. Does any of your family members had like a alien abduction, or someone? Because schizophrenia runs in my family, but they were not abducted by aliens. You know what I mean? Like, it's very different to have someone have a normal life, whatever, then was abducted by this specific event, and then their life changed. And it can be like down the road. Like, schizophrenia runs in my family, usually comes on in their 20s. Signs of it can get worse by more trauma in your family. So then their episodes are worse, and it's known to be hereditary. So it's just interesting. Anyways, I don't really know if I don't know what we talked about. I literally just blacked out this whole podcast. I feel like sometimes I just like talk and I have no idea where I'm going, which is basically my life anyways. This, like, taking a right here. I guess we'll go straight. Why don't we make a U-turn up at the light and let's blow this stoplight too as well while we're at it. Like, that's basically this podcast. I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me. Like, the fact that you guys just like sit here and chat with me and listen. And then I love hearing your opinions about the subjects. So if you have an opinion about the subject, I love learning your side. I love seeing things from your point of view, always, whether you disagree with me or not. If you put it in an articulate way, I'm fascinated on how you grew up or how you were brought up or how your point of view is interesting to me. So always put your point of view down because I'm fascinated with how you approach things in life. I love you guys so much. Thank you for always spending your time here with me at the 9 Lives podcast. There's no burping sexual shit today. You're welcome. Until next week, hopefully we'll get through some things and we'll see how this alien story goes. I love you so much, and bye-bye. 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 Kippy. Kippy. Peep, peep, peep.